My greetings to all table tennis lovers. Hello. Today we are going to review a blade by Dr. Neubauer with unpretentious name, World Champion. Quite pretentious. On the one hand, yes, Sergey, but on the other, Dr. Neubauer is many-time World Champion, so he has right to name blades this way. No arguments. What is interesting about this blade? Thickness is 8 mm. Classical blade for attack is probably 6 mm. Balsa blades may be 9, 10 or 13 mm. And this one is in between, with 8 mm. It's not in line with both categories. Play a bit and listen to the sound. Like hammer. High-pitched tone means of blade. It's not fast, though I usually play with blade of plus or double plus. So for me, it's quite controlling of blade. It's not new development, it's quite popular blade. There are of course some improvements. I admit it, haven't tried it in details, but I remember it was controlling. So now I want to try it. We'll also put on pips in rubbers and it'll be interesting to hear from you. I eager to try it. On rubber is by Dr. Neubauer Goliath Speed 2. It's red rubber, 2 and 1 mm. And the second is Omega 5 Pro by Xiom 2 mm, black one. Sergey will loop, so let's start with drives and loops. So let's start. So let's talk about forehand. What may you say about speed? I think it's off. It's not maximum of plus, but good attacking off. And I liked controlling feeling, as you may play power attack. Off doesn't mean that the ball is slow. It jumps off slower, but you may serve heavier. Okay, you've mostly played with aggressive Omega 5 Pro and have played with all-round blade, with which some players chop in far zone. What may you say about playing with them in far zone? Well, I liked Omega more, but with Goliath it was more comfortable to serve from the table. It was comfortable backhand, and I think it will be good for a counter-attack. Counter-attack with no spin? Yeah, from far zone balls were with spin. Yeah, it was possible to spin, but counter-attack will be better. Okay, what may you say about 8 mm? As you play mostly with 6 mm blades, have you felt any difference? Hell with these 8 mm. Let's then try looping and counter-looping. Sergey will try to loop at push, and I'll try top spins and counter-top spins. Let's try this blade in counter-top spin. Let's start. So what may you say about opening attack, forehand and backhand? The blade is very controlling. There is no super catapult effect. You may serve it like this by serving confidently, making the ball is quite fast. What made me surprised is counter-attack. As you saw, it was very easy, like you take the ball in hand and put on the opponent's side. I liked both rubbers backhand, though there were different feelings. With Goliath you feel as if shooting, and with Xiom there were more classical feelings. I didn't get how to play with Goliath at first, and thought it's for shooting, but then I felt angles and liked it very much. Okay, usually with this blade there is mentioned universalism. It was hard to say. So, is it really all round? Yeah, I think it may suit attackers and those who play with pips on both sides, and those who play in all-round style, like Patrick Chila, who chops with pips. You may chop with pip in either, it's due to high control. As you mentioned pips, and we'll try them. We'll put on short pips Killer Pro Evo 2 mm, red one, and Aggressor Pro by Dr. Neubauer 1.5 mm, black one. So let's see whether I'll feel this magic touch of the blade. You choose unusual expression. So peeps, let's start with drive and opening attack. Is it possible to become a world champion with this blade and peeps? Do you mean the name of the blade? Mr. Neubauer managed to become one. So with proper preparation, training and magic peeps, of course. Seriously though about these peeps. No spin game is good, as the speed is medium. It's all round, and you may drive under the net, both forehand and backhand. It's very interesting. And it's comfortable to play opening attack, as you may play against pushing with placement. For power attack, you need some technique. By the way, about technique. Forehand with Killer Pro Evo on this blade, it's enough to hold the blade steady and move it only forward, and the ball is on the opponent's side. And you may loop or play with the angle, but simple moves are enough. As for Aggressor Pro backhand, lifting or pushing after the push, it's also comfortable due to thickness 8 mm. When the blade is thick, it's comfortable to play those moves. We shall try blocks then. You will loop, I will block and drive. And we will see short and medium peeps in game on World Champion. Let's see. What about counter-attack with peeps? You know, I'll mention forehand first, as with aggressor backhand I played only block forward, which was part of counter-attack with aggressor pro. I liked it. It forgives some technical mistakes, allows high control. I scored very many balls, like when I drive to your loops. Yeah, I liked it. So there is high control. Many rubbers. Peeps and peeps in, like Killer Pro Evo and other killers, are good on it, at least forehand. Backhand with aggressor was also good, but difficult for you, making you speak Dr. Neubauer well. So peeps are good in opening attack, blocks, in almost any move, and such control allows pulling opponent to the net, gaining initiative, etc. Let's conclude then. So conclusion. I think it's quite interesting blade. In the way we saw it, I liked it with peeps in and you liked it with peeps, but I guess it is good with both rubbers. It seems fantastic. You may put on peeps on the one side and peeps in on the other, or prepare two blades, peeps and peeps in depending on the opponent. There is possibility, yeah. It's all-round blade due to high control. It's good and comfortable, and Sergey proud it in far zone and in both the second and the third zones as well, despite what is written on the internet. It's comfortable to play, the ball flies on the table, control is high. I liked that you may block and return from the table with the peeps. When the ball in comes you may hit and score. May you play with it in defense? You may. And you know modern defenders play with Juicy Hill, dev super fast blade. So you may, yeah. You know I can't say whether it's hard blade. What about you? The game was quite soft. The blade itself is hard. Sensitive, I'd say. Sensitive, yeah. But it was hard for me to say exactly. What else may you add? I may mention counters. I liked it very much. Counter spins, taking the serves. It was good to feel the ball and return it on the table. Okay, so what conclusion is there? If you want to be world champion by this blade, where should I set it to? Somewhere to become world champion. That's all. We are Maxim Cherepnin and Sergey Baranovsky. See you. Play table tennis.